I just did a little, well, it was a big deal for me. Radio based on, it was just different. It was coverage of the pre-inauguration for President of the United States 2025. So that means today is January 19th. And conveniently enough, we are closed on January 20th for Martin Luther King Day, and they're going to do the inauguration tomorrow. This is a very somber thing. And I don't want to elicit fear because I'm starting to feel some anxiety over it. I don't, so this is a unique perspective. I don't follow politics, but I have to say that it's going to sound kind of flaky, but I feel politics. Have never watched them really, have always been very disgruntled and felt, well, this is a waste of time. This time feels very different. It just feels very different. So I wanted to actually do, and I feel this wave of wanting to weep. And I don't know if that's me. I don't know if it's someone else. I don't know if it's a collective worrying. I don't know if it's something coming in from the future. And this is something, excuse me, that has occurred to me as well. So I've started this recording before I've done anything to the table, and I might cut it out. So when I bring it back in, it's going to look very different. I'm not going to stop the recording, but I'll probably edit out this part. I don't know. It depends on how it goes. I typically do, I use this, and I use the individual who gifted this to me was in the military, and that was a big part of the discussion on the audio program that I was on earlier this evening. Very somber, very somber. There, yeah, just very somber. I don't want upheaval, and I think most people don't want upheaval. I think we're at a precipice. Feels like there's a lot of preparation going on, and I don't mean just same old preparation for another individual coming into the U.S. office. There was a lot of discussion during this program about how the U.S. is a third world country. I think most of the countries that are connected with the crown are. And that's been hidden big time. That's for another discussion. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and do the little clearing of the area, making sure that we are not having my personal energy or influence on what's going to be brought in. And that's really important to me. That's how I try to prepare. Setting aside myself to listen and hear from the ether, from the field and from the field of one. All in the same. And that's why I have my little saying, which you will likely hear me if I don't cut it out. I'll probably cut out this part because you won't be able to hear it anyway. Because for some reason I can't get the mic to work to pick it up, but it sounds really cool. Anyway, north, south, east, and west is how I do it. And it's oriented to the physical position where I'm at. So let's give it a shot. I wanted to come out. Wow. I think in the traditional tarot, that was the hand of God. You know, I think that's meant to be the hand of God offering us fulfillment. Let's not be this lad under the tree and ignoring this because of the lamenting of the past three. This is the fourth. Right. This is quite a lengthy process. I usually take about 15 minutes to do this. I'm actually going to put this out of sight. This is I think it's onyx. And I say the same thing to reinforce what it is that I would like to do. This is Palo Santo, just so you're aware. Most people probably already know that, but hey, what the heck. It helps clear and change and shift the energy to the intention of from the original thought, from the original word, from the original source. We are clearly seeing, we are clearly hearing, we are clearly speaking, all for the highest good. So I guess the biggest thing is there anything that we need to be, is there anything we need to be concerned about this major change that's coming? So this tower card is very interesting because at the bottom, it's not like in the traditional one where you see things crumbling and falling. This is like a resurgence, a new tower, cleansing of the interior of the existing tower. See the lights at the bottom of that tower? That's kind of what I'm seeing. Here's the other thing, too. Wow. So that's the Ace of Coins, Ace of Earth. It's definitely one thing is ending and there's something that's new. The earth is grounding. In a traditional Rider Waite, you would see like coins. So possibly we'll do, yes, thank you. We'll do the financial cards as well. But the Three of Cups, this is a card of celebration. So whatever this tower brings is something that we needs to be celebrated. It's a beginning. It's a new beginning. It's definitely a very earthy beginning. A lot of people are talking about how we need to do for ourselves. And for those of us who don't have the ability to do for ourselves as far as our food, and they're talking about all the survival and prep, the preppers and all that, it doesn't feel like that we'll need to do as much as the fear mongers want us to believe that we need to have. Everybody's going to be in a different situation because of where they live. Surprise. Yeah. Surprise. A pleasant surprise is waiting for you. Be aware so you don't miss it when it arrives. Nothing will pass, and I believe this. Nothing that you are meant to have will pass you by. Having said that, you can see other people's benefiting from things coming through that you say, ah, crap, I should have taken advantage of that when I had the chance, and you don't, but that's okay. Then that means that something better, more appropriate for you is coming. All right, surprise. Am I going to get a chance to shuffle? I mean, I like to shuffle these cards. It's not like I sit here fussing with them. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not clever enough to, kind of. I don't place cards. I think a lot of people are a little too paranoid when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think because there's so many charlatans out there, I am not. I am not going to waste my freaking time stacking these cards. Give me a break. Come on, right? All right. Thank you so much. Yes, I know most people do three. I do four. Don't know what to tell you. I have always felt like that. A lot of people don't like the woo, but hey, that's on you. This woo would just pass it by for you. Because I always go from the field of one, the one, the one source, from the original thought, from the original word, from the original source. Exactly. We are clearly seeing, we are clearly hearing, and we are clearly speaking, all for the highest good. If that is your intent, then bring it on. Money coming in, wealth, good investment, getting a raise. Oh my God, are you kidding me? What's the last? I heard getting, and then look at the last word. And some of us know what that means. Not just about money. It's about relationships, a relationship with money and a relationship with other people that can positively affect our finances. Wow. All right. Some sensory stuff is coming in, and there's some significant activity that's fire related. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, no, maybe more. Yes. Okay. So we're going to go back to the original thought, the original word, the original source that we are clearly seeing, we are clearly hearing, we are clearly speaking, all for the highest good. What would you have us know that would be helpful? I mean, that's all this is about. This is not hard and fast rules. These are things that are helpful that we draw in from the ether, from the field of one. So there is not one way. There are multiple ways. I even spoke about this earlier this week. There are some people like to say that or believe that we are in a matrix, oh, what do you call it? Anyway, it was about ones and zeros. So it's a program. It's a simulation. That's the word I'm looking for. So a simulation, ones and zeros. And now they're saying that in a quantum, there's ones, zeros, and there's zeros and ones. And I'm thinking, okay, you go zeros and ones, and also there must be a ones and zeros. You know what I'm saying? So there, and then there's combinations of these. It's very complex. And it's just, I'm getting like a lot of really complex series, like computations based on that. And if you've ever done any kind of computer programming, especially back when it was very, very, very basic. I mean, if I could say something like CICS, somebody's going to know what I'm talking about. That's kind of the basis that I'm talking about. That it's it's either yes or no. It's either one or zero, and there's something there's a space between one and zero, but I believe that there are infinite choices and combinations between that. It's not just one and zero. There's an infinite number of choices, selections, options between that with a combination of it. So there are. That's why that came to me because it says other ways. If you can't find the key to success, pick the frickin' lock. It doesn't say frickin', that's just me. Pick the lock. There's more than one way to win. And it says win, but I feel like it's making it work. Make it work. Fix it. Wow, that's fun. Okay, so this one popped in. This is an oracle deck, so this is not like a traditional. Wait, excuse me, I am going to take a wee sip. Ice water. Thank you for that. So again, I don't ask the spirits and angels and etc. I appreciate all of the help that we might receive from the unseen realms and beings. And what I mean by unseen, it's those beings that some people can see them, I cannot. I've not been privileged with that. I have a whole thing about the angels, the EL, and that whole concept. I know a lot of people are talking about, well, not a lot, a few are talking about the L's and what that means. And yeah, there's been like a huge shift since they were more or less kind of prominent in where we're at. And there are some ideas that the L's are now subject to us. Does that make sense? Like, they used to say Mike L. So that's EL, Rachel, EL. Um, so a lot of the well, I believe all of the Raphael, El, are these what are considered to be archangels in our realm. And we are able to call upon them for assistance. So that to me says that they are subject to us. And someone pointed that out. Maybe it's one of the reasons that we have access to manipulating and controlling things like electricity. I like that idea. I liked that. I thought that was cool. I'm going to do this again just because I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a mix up here, a change up. This is feeling very, very different. One of the things that we're looking at, again, from receiving information that's going to be helpful to us from the field of one, the one field, is that the original thought, the original word, and the original source, where we can clearly see, where we can clearly hear, and we can clearly speak, all for the highest good to receive the information that's going to be helpful. And integration, the word integration, it's not about one lifting up over the other or one coming into this realm and overpowering the other. This is about a cohesive enmeshment. When you're enmeshed, this is something that, I mean, it's in mental health, it's a clinical term. Enmeshment. Anything else? Yes. Okay. Itchy ears. Itchy ears. That means that, okay, for me, what does that mean? Itchy ears. You're wanting to hear. You're trying to hear. That may mean different things to other people, and this is the interpretive part, that everybody interprets things differently. But when I'm receiving this information, this is the message. Trial and error. There's going to be some trial and error. Okay. I need some help with that, please. That card says attacked. And that's like a, it's not like a, it is. It's a Black Panther. These are, wow, we've had a lot of stuff going on with our weather. And I think, okay, demons, demons put to rest. If we are being attacked, are we being attacked? Of course we're being attacked. Oh. Nothing is what it seems to be. They can be physically attack you without realizing it. And we can do the same thing with others by accident. This is speaking to the physical realm. The physical realm, the physical realm. Yes, we are being attacked. Intrusion. There's been an intrusion into our realm with some of the chemicals. I'm going to say it, bioweapons. And it's in all facets. It's not something we can escape. It's not, and I know I've talked to other people about it. It's not just in our food. It's not just in our water, not just in our air. It's in every aspect of who we are. And I don't know if this is good. I don't know if this is bad. I think it depends on who you are. It says, breathe in this white light. So from a psychological standpoint, I see you sitting and meditating and breathing in the white light and exhaling out the blackness, the dark. And this is how we're able to put on our armor. Armor. We're supposed to be able to put on armor and take our power back. It's going to take some imagination. We're going to have to do some creative visualization. I got to look at this card. I'm sorry. Yeah. We definitely have to do some creative visualization to bring this into fruition because it's not going to be an easy task. And we're going to have patience with ourselves and others. Look at all this stacking all the way up. There's a bonus at the top. I don't know if you can see that or not. Looks to me like food, but that's just me. I'm kind of food motivated. Well, every time I set down a card, okay, is there more? I'm asking my head, is there more? And I'm saying there's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more. Not relevant, I'm told, because I sometimes I will check that card on the bottom, and if that card on the bottom, is it relevant? No. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. And I have to figure out a different way to manage the sound here because I've had some people complain about the sound. When you're on a budget and you're single and you got nobody to basically help you deal with all this stuff, you got a lot of people that are involved in all these different, you know, places and things, etc. I don't know. It just kind of feels like, I don't know. My head's going in like 60 million different directions. And I think that might be kind of telling that maybe that's where we're kind of at right now. We have a lot of distractions. Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of distractions. There are a lot of things that, I mean, I even had someone send me something about the fiat dollar has now been illegal. So now everything that says legal tender on it, what does that mean? That's all of the US money. All right. Busy with that. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Follow the leader. This is one of those this is hard for me. I am not a path follower. I am one of those people that is not. I am the rebel of the family. I am the one who has always stepped out now. I don't always tell people that I've stepped out, but you know what? Screw it. So when we follow the leader, a lot of times we don't learn anything. So we are learning from others when we follow the leader, but we end up being a teaching tool for others. So if we are a leader, we need to keep in mind that there are others who will learn from us and expand on our knowledge. Talisman of wisdom. There's even a clock up there. Oh dear. This solitude card, solitude. It's like out in the middle of nowhere. It's a little uncomfortable, not clear. It's pretty cloudy. This is what we need to frickin' blow off. We need to put that windmill back together and blow away the frickin' fog. That's what I see. Yep. There is a spark. Oh my, this is very powerful. I'm going to have to look at it for a second. Take a good look. There is a spark of life, and what symbolizes life is blood. She has blood there, but they're also hearts. They're hearts, and she's playing those. It's her violin and the love. It's like really deep. It doesn't mean literally that you're going to have spill blood. This is not literal. This is that it's wow, it's really part of who you are. It courses through your veins. It's got something to do with our DNA. That's like really cryptic right here. But it's a spark. It's a beginning. It's metamorphosis. And it's quick. It's quick. Sparks are quick. They're fast. They're right. So be ready. Be ready to release the sad embrace. No more moon energy. No more darkness. No more sadness. Pull yourself out of this. This is that fear that I was feeling. No more. This is a no more card. No more. Ah, that's all I keep getting is no more. No more. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Wow. All right. And we're going to, of course, ground all of this once again in the one field, the field of one. We're going to go back to the original source, the original thought, the original word, and we are going to be able to clearly see. We're going to be able to clearly hear, and we're going to be able to clearly hear all of the information for the highest good. Because if that's not what it's for, what good is it? Wow. All right. Thank you so much. This is something that is just totally off the cuff. It feels like because there's so much anxiety, there's all this additional, support that might be needed, the additional encouragement, reaching out to others when you need it. I'm 100% for that, irrespective of what's going on in the outer world. Your inner world is what helps sustain you through the outer world experiences. Okay, I just heard the word 5. Okay. So the Two of Cups is making sure that you're listening to your higher self, something that's totally different, it's something like you're not going to expect, perceive right now. It's something that's going to come in later. It is going to come quick. It's going to come fast. Not fast. It's I don't want to say rigid, but because something like this is moving quickly, it's not like hard and fast rules, but it's like the authority aspect of it is in play as well. We're going to have to continue to tap into this as well. So that's the Chariot. This is right up to the edge of the table here. I need a bigger table, don't I? My goodness. Wow, manifestation of the Nine of Pentacles. That's kind of fun. Because our patience is paying off and we paid attention to that spark and we know when to jump, we're going to receive bounty. We're going to have this is like pre-empress energy. This is like having more than enough and enough to help others when they need it, but never falling short of supplying self. This is going to come through additional communication. Why would I get transportation with that? Maybe because the Chariot is here. Maybe the communication is going to need to be transported, maybe in like a letter or something. Like, not many people get letters. How cool is that to get a letter, right? Knight of Pentacles. For some reason, this one reminds me of he's quicker than the Knight of Cups because the Knight of Cups has a very guarded energy, and the Nine of Cups really feels like he's somebody who is not able to make a high level commitment. But the Knight of Pentacles is very grounded and he does have forward movement. So this Knight of Pentacles tells me he's healed, he's moving at a safe pace, not too slow, not too fast, but an appropriate speed. Because everything else here is like crazy, and this is the grounded aspect. This is a grounded aspect. Wow. And we're not going to know everything all at once. Is it tied to religion? For some people, it might be, but for most, it will not be. So, by and large, that means no. It's not tied into religion, but it's tied into us being able to connect to that original thought, the original word, and the original source. And that is Hierophant. Pardon me, I had to take another sip of water first. So the Hierophant here is, he's pretty well cloaked. He does have some occultic information like the high priestess, but he's the one who takes action on it. He's the one who's putting it into practice. And he has the backup of his higher self, his guides, and the ether. It's, when people think of the ether in the up, I see the ether at his feet. So this is something that he has in great control. I'm hearing the word conquer, but that's not, and maybe that maybe relates to something that someone had to conquer something within themselves. But the ether is not here to be conquered. The ether is here to connect us with the earth. When we're connected to the earth, it goes right up his robe into all of the support system he has, and up into this higher self, if you will. So this is hanging on. Hang on. Stay grounded. Four of Pentacles. Four of Earth. Four of Coins. It's not money related, but it is to remain grounded. And I know in the traditional Rider Waite, it's the dude with the pentacle on his head that he's just kind of hanging on for dear freaking life to one of them, and the other two are under his feet. And I think that that's what we need to do. It's not necessarily about money. I don't feel like it's money at all. It's definitely about staying grounded in our thoughts and in our words. Anything else? No. So I'm very grateful for all of the information that I've given. I hope this was helpful.